All right, guys, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about how to use a ruler, but I do want to go over a quick review. In sixth grade, we were just measuring to 1/4 of an inch. So all the projects we do, rockets, billfolds, if we're within 1/4 of an inch, they're going to turn out pretty good. Now, as we go into seventh grade, we'll go to 1/8 of an inch. Eighth grade, everything will be to 1/16 of an inch. So by the time you get to the high school and do woods and welding, things like that, you'll have a good grasp at measurement, but we're going to keep it pretty easy in sixth grade. So the first thing I want you to know, and there is a whiteboard in front of the classroom that I have this written down so you can look at it, but in sixth grade, we are either going to have a whole number, for example, a 1, a fourth, or a whole number with a fourth, so example, a 1 1/4, a half, for example, 1 1/2, or a 3/4, so example, 1 3/4. Okay. To label your measurements, you can use quotation marks. That means an inch. You can do IN period, that equals inch, or you can go ahead and write out the word inches. So there's different ways to label it, but you do want to make sure you have a label on there so we have a understanding of what it is you're talking about. So again, the answers you get should either be a whole number, a fourth, a half, or 3/4. If you get a number like 1/3 inches, that is incorrect. You need to redo your measurement. In the world we live in right now in industrial tech, there is no such thing as a 1/3 inch. It's either a fourth, a half, or 3/4. So when we are reading a ruler, we are going to break it up into quarters. You'll often hear me say a 1/4 inch or 3/4 of an inch. A quarter means 1/4. So this ruler I'm drawing here looks like a snapshot of the rulers you guys just got done making. If you notice, we have split each inch into 4 sections. A good way to think about this is money. Everybody knows money. So if I have a $1 bill, in that $1 bill, I have 4 quarters. So a $1 paper bill equals 4 quarters. One of the common mistakes we have when reading a ruler is we get good at doing the fraction and counting the 1/4 or 3/4, but we forget about the whole number. So think of your ruler kind of as a piggy bank or a gauge that shows you how much money you have. Okay, I just added a dollar bill. So each one of these lines, if we have 1 quarter, that is equal to 25 cents. If I have 2 quarters, this is 1 quarter, 2 quarters, I have 50 cents, otherwise known as a half dollar. 3 quarters would be 75 cents. And then when I get 4 quarters in my hand, I have $1. And we're going to continue that as we read the ruler. So for example, if I were measuring to this point here, I of course want to start at the 0. And if I'm measuring to this point, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count my dollar bills. So I have $1. I have one $1 bill. And then I have 1, 2, 3 quarters. So 3 quarters equals 75 cents, but it's also 3 quarters. So what I can do for an answer is 1 3/4 of an inch. If I come to this line, again, I want to count my whole dollars first. $1, $2. So I have $2 or 2, and then I have 1, 2 quarters. So I have 1 2 quarters. Now, Mr. Beard might be in here with you, and he's going to yell at me because he's an old math teacher. We do not have 2/4. That is not reduced. So whenever you have 2/4, we reduce that to 1/2. So again, we have $2.50. If I go to this line, I count my dollars, 1, 2, 3. I have 3, and then I have 1/4. Okay, so if it helps you to count it like money, in 6th grade, since we're just doing 1/4 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, it kind of helps to think of it that way. Because in $2, there's 8 quarters. So if I count it over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 quarters, I have $2. But you do not want to forget those whole numbers. Just like the money in your wallet, you don't want to leave your cash laying on the floor. Make sure you bring it with you. Okay, count the dollars and the quarters. After you watch this video, you're going to complete a measurement packet. There's 3 pages. I want you to try your best. Ask questions if you have them. Help each other out. Discuss how you got the answers. If there's any differences, talk to each other about it. Please turn it in whether you're done or not, because what I'm going to use it for, I'm going to look at it this weekend. If we need to do some measurement review on Monday, we will. Otherwise, if we have a good grasp on it and we're ready to move on to rockets, we'll do that. So please give it your best effort, because I am going to use the results, the accuracy of it, to determine what class on Monday it looks like. Okay. So the worksheet, please turn it in when you're done. The ruler can go back in your folder. You can put your materials away. Have a good weekend. Thanks.